a time of us really stretching ourselves and stretching outside of our comfort zone and doing what we know to do and going beyond that. So it's been a little crazy that the schedules have been crazy. It's midnight. We just got home and not too long ago and got our kids down. I mean, just kissed my son goodnight. It's 11:45 p.m. here in Osaka. But it's been exciting. There is a buzz that is here in the midst of all the people, and they're super excited about what's happening. We had lunch. We got to have lunch with Jerry and Kellen Thompson today. They're actually going back to Texas tomorrow. But so exciting to see. And what's really exciting is that we are the new kid on the block, but we certainly aren't the new kid on the block. We've got years of experience. We're this big, huge organization that's coming into Japan, and we literally can tout we've got the most experience coming into the Japanese market. We've got the most experienced leadership. We're a $1.2 billion corporation. I remember Chris Chambliss saying at a meeting not too long ago, he's like, there's a lot of companies out here, and there's a lot of American companies coming in, and there's a lot of network marketing companies coming in. But I'm an owner of a $1.2 billion company, and I've moved here to Japan to help you guys build. That's something that you just can't take lightly. I mean, we're in a very special time in our business, and I just want to encourage you guys to press in. Whether you've had activity in Japan or not, it's irrelevant. It's when there's that kind of activity, it raises the bar and excitement for everybody's business. So even though we're here in Japan, we're still very much in Texas and knowing what's happening there. We've got a lot of stuff going on here in Japan. But now's the time to press in and utilize this excitement to really help you take your business to the next level.
You know, it is a special time, and it's not just because of Japan, and that certainly adds an extra buzz, and it certainly puts maybe a little different wiggle in your walk on you can brag about your company because when you do an international expansion, you don't just pull that off on a whim. I mean, you don't just get licensed in a country like Japan. I mean, we went through a 7-8 month investigation process to get licensed. I mean, when we asked Jerry how long did it get licensed in Texas, he said 7 days. It took 7 months to get licensed in Japan. So, I mean, it's pretty wild to be able to pull that off. But here's the thing: Ambit Energy is not just about Japan right now. I mean, our American team is growing pretty much at the same pace as our Japan team is growing right now, which is kind of amazing because we have a pretty sizable team there in America. But what I told everyone from the get-go, I mean, Mary and I were not set to go to Japan. I said we are not going until we at least have 6 months of traction going there prior, after it opens, because there had to be some consistency. We've never chased a market. We didn't chase New York when it opened up. We didn't chase New Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut, Maryland, Virginia, all down the board. Everything we did was from Texas, getting people interested by showing the video, having conversations, doing the system, invitation, presentation, validation, creating a little bit of duplication. And then when somebody showed some worthiness of a trip, then we'd go best time and travel and away from each other, away from the family and stuff like that. We didn't just jump in a car and jump on a plane. We made sure we were making a good investment for our family, for our Ambit business. So the same thing is true for you guys. Is do not, no matter where you drove or flew in from, do not take your eyes off your backyard because if you do, your neighbor won't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that are, I mean, we've seen them come out here to Japan already. They're coming out here. They got one or two contacts, one or two leads. They're not even in the business, and they've spent thousands of dollars. And they're getting a reality check. And guys, don't do that to yourself unless you're just looking for a vacation where you can't speak the language and go to a beach. Don't do that. Have something going, have something started. We have the most incredible tools and technology to build this business. And yes, if you are sending someone, especially to one of the corporate meetings, because those are the only corporate meetings that are posted, do not hesitate to reach out to anyone that you know that's over here. I don't mind if you send me a line message or text me and say, hey, I've got my friend Steve coming, to check out the business. And, he's already seen it, but he's going to have some questions. I don't mind that. I mean, it's really okay. It's the problem is when we get these random text messages, some from people that we don't even have in our phones, or people that we do know that know the system that aren't practicing the system. They're like, hey, I'm sending this guy over there. I'm going to need you to train him. He's wanting a home meeting, and they're not even in my downline. It's like we can't do that. I mean, it's a big country. It's only the size of California, but it takes a lot to get around. We go back and forth from Osaka to Tokyo about 1 to 2 times a week. That's a 3 hour one-way train, so it's a 6 hour round trip back and forth. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to make things happen here. So if you're sending someone to a posted meeting or a posted training, don't send them blind. Make sure they've got a warm hand to greet them and to receive them, and just so they don't get there and go, I just got thrown into this room, because we've watched that happen. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff that's done on social media, you do have people that are showing up to meetings very blind, and they're very confused, and a lot of them are annoyed and frustrated. So just handle your business professionally. The likelihood of you sponsoring one person that's going to go set the country on fire, that really hasn't happened very much in America. The likelihood of it happening in Japan that way is probably pretty unlikely. The way you're going to build a business in America and the way you're going to build a business in Japan is by following the system and having people plug into the system and the things that are going on and partner with you and your leadership line. And I know there's at least one person in the room there that's got experience with international expansion with a previous company, which is Lane Winsett. So I hope he'll speak a little bit to that today as well. But guys, we could not be more proud of the Dallas leadership team putting this on. I mean, we have such confidence, and it's very heartwarming to know that this kind of event is going on, and we're thousands of miles away, and we're just super excited to see what you guys have going on today.
Yeah, I just want to impress upon you that your business, even if you never expanded into Japan, it's still an incredible opportunity. I mean, I'm just floored. I did an advanced compensation training today, and I shared with the group, the more I see and understand the compensation plan, the more I'm amazed that Jerry and Chris put this together so that ordinary people like Richard and I, like you, your families, and your friends can take advantage of this and get financially free. And it's there for the taking. And I just want to, a lot of the people hear me say this all the time, but I'm going to keep saying it until you really get it. Your past in Ambit Energy and your track record in Ambit Energy does not dictate your future, both good and bad. You can't hang on yesterday's successes and bank on it for tomorrow's success. And you can't think that yesterday's failures is going to be a track record of failures in your future. Your business literally could change just like that. Just like that. You could sponsor someone who could expand your business. And I remember when we were huffing it to national and we were so far away, and people would ask us, hey, how many do you need to get to national? And even though the number would be like 300 and something, I'd say, I'm only one Ray Monty away from national. And I really believe that because I knew how the compensation plan worked and I've seen it before. And just know that you are only one consultant away from changing your family's life forever. But you have to be in action. You have to keep working. You have to reach out to people. And we are working around the clock. We've got some really great consultants here, and they're huffing it, trying, getting promoted, working the system. And the system does work. Whether you're in Texas or you're in New York or you're in California or you're in Japan, the system really does work. And the people who are working the system are seeing incredible results. And as you plug into the system, your business will grow. And I'm telling you, being halfway across the other side of the world, I really am so appreciative that we have an incredible system that really is about working the system, invitation, presentation, validation, getting your people plugged in, making sure people go to events. And that's the only reason why our business can continue to grow in the States while we're here in Japan is because of that system. So today, you guys are going to learn about the system, and I challenge you. Some of you have been around a really long time, and for some of you, you're going to, what your natural inclination is to check out when someone talks about the basics of the system. And I encourage you to listen from a place where you're acting like you're a brand new consultant, where you're listening for new information, for tools, for nuggets, for silver bullets that you can use in your business that will transform your business. And I guarantee you, If you've been around for a while, it's usually not something big you hear that you tweak that alters your business forever. It's usually something really minor. It's usually something you've heard 50, 100 times, but it didn't click for you until this moment in time. And I just challenge you to listen from that place so that you can say, listen, my business turned June 17th at Dallas, or when I was watching live streaming, and I think there's people from Japan watching right now. You know, that's the day that my business changed because I heard this. I heard this one little thing, this one little tool, this one little nugget, this one little thing of saying, inviting someone to look at the business, or one little thing to get someone on a through call. And that made all the difference in the world. And why we've been successful isn't because we've done anything special. It's because we've been to lots of trainings and we've tweaked one little thing and one little thing and one little thing. And over time, we've gained some mastery in the business and we're still learning. We have not yet arrived. And so today, as I was listening to consultants and brand new consultants, there are like, I don't know, 6, 7 senior consultants in Japan already. And I was learning from one of the newest senior consultants today. So I was busy taking notes as well.
Absolutely. Hey guys, y'all have an incredible day. Trainers, thank you so much for your time. We know, we don't take it lightly investing into your teams and other teams that are there. Thank you so much, Doug and Jared. Thank you for making this happen. And guys, we love you. We miss you. If there's anything that we can do for you from here, please let us know. We'll be chiming in a little bit, watching in and online to a little bit till we pass out, and then we go to church tomorrow. So